So you write a book and you publish it. You've expended blood, sweat, tears, and treasure to present your gift to the world. Maybe you organize a book signing and have friends and family dutifully assemble to purchase your personalized book for $15 a pop and applaud your efforts. Well done, you. Once the initial glow of being the center of attention fades, you may discover that outside of your mom and maybe your significant other, nobody cares. Worse, your friends and family may begin to avoid you because they think that you're going to ask them if they've read your book yet and what they think about it. Your book may stall out at 3 reviews from your besties and then rapidly sink in its Amazon rank to 1 million plus. You may have heard of the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of Aden. Well, you've just arrived at the Gulf of Indifference. Is it you? Did you forget to use deodorant? Is your book awful? Not necessarily. You just haven't found a way to make people care enough yet. Let me give you an example of how it's done. Back in 1997, the press was abuzz about an upcoming movie called Titanic. Not only was I indifferent, I was hostile because of a minor trauma from my childhood. Let me set the stage. It was summertime in Orange County, California. I was horribly bored, and I turned on the television to find something to watch. Unfortunately, as a kid living in the 60s, there were only a few television stations and a dearth of programming. The only channel that had a movie on was Channel 6, and they were playing an ancient Alfred Hitchcock movie called Lifeboat. If you've never heard of it, Lifeboat is a wartime movie about people who survive the sinking of their ship by a U-boat and end up in a lifeboat together. The last thing a young kid wants to watch is an old movie about a bunch of adults who end up in a boat in the middle of the ocean. I think I gave it 20 minutes and then gave up in favor of rereading a book or something. A few hours later, I turned on the television again, hoping that the next movie the station put on would be more to my liking. Sadly, the station had nothing else to play, and it was running Lifeboat again. That went on all weekend, Lifeboat after Lifeboat. And I came to hate Lifeboat with every fiber of my being. So when I heard about Titanic, my enthusiasm was muted. I really didn't want to watch a movie about people who survived the sinking of their ship in the middle of the ocean. Every time I saw a commercial for Titanic, I rolled my eyes, I curled my lip, and I made a sound of disgust. Nothing was going to get me into the theater to see that movie. Nothing. Until the commercial that depicted Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet lying on the back of the Titanic after the vessel had broken in two and was going down for the last time. They were staring at the frigid ocean as they sank, knowing they were likely staring into the face of death. And I was in. The film director, James Cameron, had made me care, and I went to see the movie. Bought it on DVD too, for that matter. Not only had he bridged the gulf of indifference, but he'd won over an avowed enemy. As authors, we're tasked with the same daunting challenge. People want to read what they want to read when they want to read it. So how do you get potential readers to want to read your book? And in the longer term, how do you get readers to look forward to your next release? Your book must be well written and well edited. Your book must have an appealing cover that speaks to the genre. Your book must have an intriguing blurb that draws the reader in. Your book must come to the attention of readers who are interested in your genre. And finally, you must establish an author brand. Next time, I'll talk to you a little bit more about how to establish your author brand. Talk to you soon. In my next video about author brand, it has something to do with a cow.